What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Working with Bobby. Happy Thursday evening to you. Hope you're ready to enjoy a good video. As promised, if you saw my last video, I told y'all I was going to try to get some stuff done, motivated to try to get some work done. And, well, to Belle mainly. I don't just want to do any work. But, hey, God working, man. He working. I'm going to turn around and show y'all what I got going on for would be, which I probably ain't gonna be able to keep up with it, the second video, well, including the short third video of 2024. So let's get it done. All right, guys, here we go. Upper radiator hose, 3/4 inch. I'm gonna show you the stuff just in case some of y'all want to do this here. It's a 3/4 inch inlet heater hose fitting, part number 56360, as you can see on the screen. This is the size of this. Okay, it's the set to fit 3/4 inch hose. All right, they got the size. I got me another coolant temp sensor, and this one is a little different. I'm gonna show it to you right quick. Some of them have the GM plug, and some of them have just that generic spade terminal. That's the one I like to use. This is the one I use for my truck. Okay, you may need an adapter depending on where you're trying to put it at on your intake, but I'm gonna go ahead and put one of them on. Got my 160-degree thermostat, part number 3356. I got most of this stuff. I got everything from O'Reilly except for this fitting. I got this from AutoZone. And then I got the thermostat housing, which I thought I had, but evidently I must have sold it with on another motor or something that I did, or a project that I couldn't finish. But this is what I had need to put on the intake so I can put the radiator hose back in the factory location. And it came with a thermostat gasket. So the one I bought, I'll just save for later. And then the 3/4 inch heater hose. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all this stuff on. I also got the, like I said in the other video, like I said, I got to, come on. I got to swap the valve covers. I'm going to try to clean them once I take them off. I may hook up the PCV hose now, and I may not. I'm going to do it eventually, but I just don't know if I'm going to do it tonight because it's going to be cold. So let's go over to the truck and see what actually has gotten done up until this point here. All right, y'all, I got it up in the air because I just got down here a little while ago and I got to let it cool off. That's why I don't have the light on yet. So while it's cooling, I'll be doing something else, and then I'm going to drain the coolant, and then I'm going to get ready to start swapping that stuff out. But check this out. Look how God done work already. Y'all see them brand new shoes on there, innit? Belle stepping nice. And I done cleaned them up and put me a little bit of armor all on them. Yeah, just in case you guys want to know, 255, 70, 15 on 15x8 rally wheels. I don't know what size that trim ring is, but I kind of wish I had the trim ring that had kind of go all the way up to this point instead of leaving this little gap in here. But it is what it is. But that's what we're looking at, y'all. Y'all see I had to dirt them up a little bit. It's a little tougher to get this truck on the ramps since the little spoiler on the front is low now, so it is what it is. That's a nice trade-off for me. So I'm gonna cut y'all back on when we get ready to get back to work. All right, y'all, we back. I think about an hour or so done went by, maybe a little more, trying to let this thing cool. I already got the coolant on draining, got the radiator cap off. I'm moving kind of fast because for one, it's cold, and if I have to slow record everything, it's gonna take forever. So I got the tripod set up right about here so y'all can watch me work. And what I'm gonna basically do, remove this radiator hose. All of this gotta go. All right. Then I'm gonna take these two fasteners loose so I can take the thermostat housing off. I'm gonna remove the thermostat, excuse me, thermostat and the seal. I gotta clean all that up, of course. And then down here, y'all see that plug that's in the water pump? I'm gonna remove that as well. And then I'm going to remove this hose. This is one of my heater hoses. I'm gonna remove that. And I'm gonna remove the fitting that's in that intake, and I'm gonna put a pipe plug there. And I'm gonna reroute this hose, of course, like I showed y'all before. And then I'll probably cut y'all back on when I get to the cleaning phase. So I'm gonna get y'all put in the tripod, so just stay tuned. All right, y'all. Couple of pointers right fast. One thing I wish I'd have done different, but since I'm in a rush, I couldn't. Try to drain the block, or at least take the lower radiator hose off. That way you won't have coolant sitting on top of the intake. Now I'm gonna sop it up with shop rags and blow it off with brake cleaning, clean it off good. But just for, in case you're trying to like match what I'm doing, don't do that part. That way you won't make so much of a mess. And also, lift your vehicle up enough to drain the cooling system, but set it back down so you don't have to reach up across the motor and all that. Some stuff I may not be able to do tonight, but that's fine. As long as I get the cooling system part straight, I'm good. I'll call that a win. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put y'all back in the stand and put the time lapse back on, because I'm gonna get ready to prep the thermostat and gasket and housing. And then I'm probably, when I pull that out, since I ain't drained the block, it's gonna be coolant come out of that, and I don't want it to get on the belt, because I already had enough problems with fighting these pulleys and stuff from squealing and going on. So what I'm gonna do is probably prep the fitting to go in, and then pull that out, and then screw the fitting right in there. It'll be fine once I put that thread seal on it. But I'm gonna probably do that within the time lapse, and then put the radiator hose and cut the heater hose the length, like I said in the other part of the video, and then Lord willing, I'll cut y'all on when I'm topping it back off with coolant. So what I'm gonna do is do all that, and then cut y'all back on the slow way when I get ready to crank it up and top off the coolant level. All right, so just stay tuned and bear with me. All right, y'all, we back. I hope you enjoyed the time lapse from what you can see, but we got it on there. Got the hoses tight. Got the fitting in and got that tight. I got the pipe thread on it. Pipe thread sealant, rather, on it. I didn't like the way, hold on a minute, I got y'all out of focus. I didn't like the way that coolant temp sensor threaded in there. I got to keep an eye on that. It kind of went in a little too easy. Like, it's probably gonna leak. I hope it don't, but if it does, then I'll address it. Thermostat housing and all that on. I done routed the hose up through there like I wanted to, and I went under the AC lines. I might have a little bit of an issue trying to get this valve cover off, when I got it together, but I got enough to where I can move it out the way and just slip it up on it and then slip it right back down in there. So we'll see how that go. I'm gonna give this stuff a chance to dry, so I'm gonna let it cure for a little bit, and then I'm gonna get this coolant out from in there, and then I'm gonna brake clean everything off and blow it down with some compressed air. And then once I think it's ready, I'm gonna go ahead and top the coolant off. Make sure you guys that's novices, pretty much one level lower than me, make sure you put your drain plug back in your radiator so you don't be pouring coolant or water on the ground. So for right now, I'm gonna put y'all back on pause, and Lord willing, once I done let this stuff set a little bit before I add the coolant, because I want it to dry good so it don't leak, then we're gonna top it off and see what happens. So just stay tuned. All right, y'all. I'm gonna have to give y'all the speed up version of finishing up this thing here, because I done broke curfew. It's after 10 o'clock. Normally I stop and go home, but I got to get this done so I can drive my truck home. So as you can see, I done stuff a whole bunch of shop rags in here trying to clean up some of that coolant that had spilled. So what I'm gonna do is put y'all in the tripod, put it on the hyperlapse. I'm gonna wash everything off, blow it off with compressed air, top it off with coolant and water, let it run, and then when I get to the point to where there's no leaks and the gauge is not acting weird again, then I'll cut y'all back on the slow pace, hit the couch, and then I'm getting ready to go home. So enjoy the time lapse again. All right, y'all, we back. Boy, it's cold out here, you hear me? It got to be under 30 degrees, but got to do what I got to do. All right, I'm gonna get y'all turned around. If y'all had noticed me in the hyperlapse looking at the temperatures with my infrared thermometer, I was looking at my coolant gauge on the inside, trying to see if it was reading different, and that joker was saying like check gauges, and it was all the way maxed out and all that whatnot. But when I checked it with the infrared thermometer, shoot, this hose was at the thermostat was like 148 degrees. So I'm like, okay, that ain't even warm enough for that to open yet. And I'm feeling the heater hoses, they still cool, you know, so I'm like, it's probably air trapped in it. But I also think that coolant temp sensor, I know it's focusing on my finger, but I'm trying to point down here, that coolant temp sensor may not be the right one for this application. It may not even be the right type of sensor that I need to read my coolant temperature. So I may have to put that other one back in. That's why I don't throw stuff away until I know everything is on the up and up. But everything cleaned up real nice. The motor probably a little happier since it's cleaner, because all that stuff was done got on the intake and whatnot. You couldn't even tell it was aluminum anymore. But another good thing, I didn't see any leaks, you know, so no coolant leaks and whatnot. So that's a plus. But I'm gonna go ahead and not stretch out the video like I normally do sometimes, and go ahead and take y'all to the couch, and we're gonna end the video. All right, let's hit the couch by the kerosene heater. Where we ain't got to be cold. Oh yeah. No, when you make sounds when you got to sit down. All right, y'all. I hated to end the video like this. You know, I was trying to drive my truck home and get everything done, you know, and show y'all something or whatever. But sometimes these things happen, and even though I'm frustrated and I know I'm kind of look emotionless the majority of the time when I make these videos, but that's only because I have to rely on God, man. I mean, what can you do? If I get frustrated and go to flipping out and whatnot about it, that ain't gonna fix the issue. So why put the energy towards it? So I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Be blessed. Be encouraged. Keep wrenching. We're going to continue this tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.